Hi, namaste. I hope you are doing very well. This is a gentle, teeny tiny movement to awaken the body, and then just a couple shapes really close to the ground to restore your system, restore your spirit, get you back in alignment, and have a little relaxation in the midst of this wild thing that we call life. So it would really be awesome if you had, in fact, it's necessary for you to have 2 blocks, a bolster, and 2 blankets. I have 2 blankets back here. For now, we're gonna start in a standing forward fold at the top of the mat. So you won't need any of these props. You can place the bolster back here, the couple blankets back here. I think having blocks at the top of the mat is nice in case you want to use them underneath your hands, give yourself a little more space. But let's get right into it. So you're gonna come up and let's take the feet about as wide as the mat here. And I know this is like the first shape, so I want you to get real slouchy in it and put a super deep bend in your knees and let your head drop down. So we're gonna take about 5 breaths here or so, and can you let the backs of the shoulders drop towards your ears, the tops of the ears drop towards the ground, bring a little bit of weight into the balls of the feet, maybe shake your torso a little bit from side to side, just start to shake the dust, anything accumulating in your physical body, in your mental space, your emotional body. Let's take a big breath in and open the mouth, and take a big breath in and flutter the lips, and take a big breath in and seal the lips and bring your fingertips forward, half lift and inhale, and let's spin the toes out and find a squat. So you can totally bring a block underneath your seat as we are here, just giving some space for the hips. 3 long, deep breaths. Take another breath in, and as you exhale, you'll spin your toes forward, come back to your forward fold. You can remove that block. And then a little deeper in the legs, let's wrap the peace fingers around the big toes. Thumbs kind of look at each other on the inside. You can lengthen your elbows for a moment, breathe in. And then any amount, take them to the side. So you can keep your knees pretty bent. If you feel like you have a lot of space, you can start to take your sitting bones up towards the sky as you drop your head down. Let's let the whole back body open. Bring awareness to that piece of us that we really don't see. Right? Awareness in the unseen. Great. Let's go ahead and release this and take a half lift on the inhale. And then real easy, you're just going to step your left leg all the way to the back of the mat. We're gonna drop the knee down here and then bring both of your blocks onto their medium setting for underneath your forearms. So a few moments in a lizard pose. You can keep your chest moving forward. Make sure that the knee is over the ankle or a little bit behind it. And then if it feels right for you, you can drop your head down. If it's interesting for you, you're also welcome to reach your right arm up and maybe grip for the back leg and have a few moments there. It might also feel nice for you to push your inner thigh away, right? Just making some space in the body, kind of releasing any buildup. So any of those things or none of those things are totally great. 2 more breaths. So let's walk the hands back. You're gonna remove the blocks, take them out of your way. And plant the palms on the ground. Tuck your back toes under, lift the knee on the breath in, and then arch your heart forward as you breathe out. Let's take the right leg to the sky. It's a big ask. Breathe in, and then open your hip and bend through your knee as you breathe out. Keep your arms really strong and roll the ankle 3 times. Lengthen your legs, square your hip as you inhale. Step straight forward as you exhale. Step your left foot up, half lift on the breath in, and fold forward as you breathe out. You're gonna take your feet about as wide as your mat. This time, let's slide the hands underneath your feet. Again, you can bend the knees a lot, bend the elbows down, bring yourself down, breathe. Move your shoulders away from the ears up towards your hips, but keep the head soft. Feel how the heat begins to move in the body, even in this still space, just from the action, your activity, the activating of your muscles, your body. So when you're ready, slip your hands out from underneath your heels. You're gonna half lift. And then again, real simple, just step your right leg all the way to the back of the mat, drop the knee down. And locate your blocks again. They can also be on a higher setting, for sure. So find something that feels comfortable for you. And again, this is a totally awesome place to be, right here. Maybe there's a little movement. If you wanted to go for the back leg, there it is, reach around. If you want to open through the inner thigh, also there. All options. Or stillness. If you're being still, heavy the head. So anything that you're in, let's come out of it. Again, bring the blocks towards the top of your mat, out of your way. You're gonna tuck your back toes, lift the knee, and arch your heart forward. Again, down dog split, lift left leg way up, breathe in, open the hip, bend the knee, stay, and then just give your ankle a few rolls. Re-lengthen the legs, square the hip up, inhale. Step it forward as you exhale. Step your right foot up, half lift, breathe in, and fold down. Let's come all the way up to stand. Reach the arms high and lean back and breathe in. And as you exhale, dive down, interlace your hands behind your back. You're gonna hook your right thumb on top, send your fists forward, inhale. Let anything out. And then bend your knees, switch the crossing of your thumbs, come back down. One more breath in. And out. Bring your hands onto the ground. Find a half lift as you inhale. Toe heel your feet as wide as your mat. Come back into that squat. See if there's a little bit more space there. Bring your hands to your heart. Breathing in and out. All right. So you can bring your hands to the ground, bring your feet in. You can come up and just somehow turn around so that we can set up for a supported pigeon pose. So you're going to want to take both of your blankets and fold them in half like this. Okay. One of them will go to the back left side of your mat. That's gonna serve as knee support behind you. We're gonna start with the right leg forward first. And then you'll bring the second blanket here, I don't know, a good 1.5 foot width of space, half on the mat and half off of the mat. And right at that half off space, I want you to fold it in half. And please make sure that the fold is on this side. Have your 2 blocks near to you and also your bolster. So we can come into a downward facing dog in order to get into this shape that might feel really nice. So walk yourself back. You might adjust where the placement of the knee will be. So your left toes should kind of be able to come behind that blanket. You lift your right leg up on the breath in. You're going to sweep it all the way forward so that the shin is in front of the blanket. And the blanket is supporting your right hip. Your left knee is resting somewhere on this blanket behind you. And you might be at different settings. So you can bring one block in front of your shin and another block somewhere in front of that. Again, it might be low, it might be medium, it might be high. You will take your bolster and slip it on top of the block so that your belly can come onto it. And then you'll forward fold. So it might even feel nice for you if you have more height on this end. So feel free to play with the setting of the blocks so that you can nuzzle yourself in as comfortably as possible and come forward. We'll be here for about 2 minutes. You can keep your hands on the bolster, you can bring them to the ground, or you can kind of hug the bolster or hug the blocks. Take a nice big breath in and a breath out to settle here. And if things start to really move in a chaotic way in the mind, I want you to bring a little hum in. So the intention here is to get as quiet as possible. When you're ready, take a bigger breath in and out. And you're going to walk your hands to either side of the bolster, bring your chest upright. Move the bolster out of the way. Move the blocks out of the way. And then just lift your hip up enough here that you can unfold the blanket once. And lift your back knee so that you can come into a half frog. So the right knee will land on the blanket and the right heel will go straight down out of the knee. You can cactus your arms to the sides, turn a cheek, and rest here very deeply. Again, you can always breathe in and breathe out to help you settle. And soften your body as much as possible. Be available for rest and receiving. Big breath in and out. You're ready. Walk your hands back. You'll lengthen your right leg back to meet your left, and you might rock your hip points a little bit from side to side. I felt like it was nice to come into a cobra. You could even lift to an upward facing dog. Get that stretch on the breath in. And then come back towards a child's pose and up to sit. So we're just going to take it on the other side. You will take your blanket for knee support, shift it over to the right, and then take the blanket here for your hip. Again, you have it half on the mat and half off of the mat. Fold it in half. Nice height there. Have your props available to you. Tuck your toes, come back to your down dog. I'm going to lift the left leg when you're ready. Bring it on forward. Again, the entire shin is off of the blanket, and the blanket there is supporting your hip or your thigh and your back leg as well. Figure out what height in the blocks is going to be appropriate for you right in front of the shin. Your bolster goes into your belly, and then you'll come forward and lay down. So you're going to breathe in and breathe out here. Let the belly soften. That little hum is available if things start to get sticky. Do your best to rest. Find your breath in and out. Slide the hands back, lift your chest up, and come remove the bolster, remove your blocks. Rock over, lift and open the blanket. You're gonna come into that half frog shape. So left knee to the side and straight back. Let your belly come down, your head to the ground, offering it all up. Breathing in and out. I'm gonna walk your hands back and slide that left leg back, rock your hips a little bit. Come into any back bend just to help open through the front body a little. And then let's sit back in a child's pose, stretch for a moment, and come up to sit. So we are going to set up in one more posture for rest, and it will be like a very deeply open back bend. So you'll bring your bolster towards the back of your mat, give yourself about a foot of space in front of it, and then bring one of your blankets right behind you, folded in half, just like you did for your other shapes, and have your other blanket handy. You're going to see what you want to do with it. So when you come into this, I want you to have the option of having it be a Supta Baddha Konasana so that you can bring your blocks to either side of you to potentially support your knees. You can also have the knees bent or long. When you get there, you'll decide. Most important thing about this is that your shoulder blades land on the blanket, the bolster, so that the triceps kind of come off. If you know that you want to take a Supta Baddha, set yourself up here for that rest. If you'd rather have the legs long, you can do that. So you're going to come back and find this blanket to support your head. Now, I don't want you to be too much in like a mega arch with the neck. So figure out a fold in your blanket, and it depends on the size of your bolster and the size of your blanket where you need that to be. And then you'll take your second blanket and place it right on top of your hips. Let's take the arms out to the side and let this be this bright, beautiful opening in your heart. Let yourself feel supported and nourished, and also deeply vulnerable in a really safe kind of a way. Take your arms from where they are and just give yourself like a little wrap hug. Hold them in, hold your shoulders. And if you have the blocks underneath your knees, let's remove them so they don't make a big fuss. And in the best way possible, in the softest way possible, you're going to come up to sit. From here, you'll leave the bolster where it is. You will place a blanket at the back of your mat. Unfold it so that your whole back body can land on it really soft. Take your second blanket so that it's close to you. And where the bolster is, you're going to tilt it up. And place both of your blocks behind it on this medium setting so that you have this angle for the back of your knees to land. From here, you'll shift yourself forward, toss the back of your knees on that bolster, lay yourself down for your Shavasana, and then that second blanket right on top of your hips, palms out. Chest in the ground, back body in the ground, backs of the hands in the ground. Breathe everything out. You can definitely take a few deep breaths to allow you to enter this space more completely. Letting any excess energy settle, and the body totally melts into that breath. Finding your breath in and out. Finding your fingers, your toes, your limbs. Maybe stretch the arms. You can definitely bring the feet on top of the bolster. Let that give you a little ground. And swing the knees over to the side and just really easy roll there. Lay for a moment. And then press yourself up to a seat. You can use any of your props to sit on. A few moments in Sukhasana. Hands can rest on your thighs. It might actually feel nice to cover the heart. Any sentiments that need to really come through you in this moment. Any space for them. Breathing in together. Opening the mouth. And gently allow your palms together, come together. Let's place the palms right on the third eye, just honoring that sense of clarity, vision, intuitional voice that's accessible through deep rest and the practices of deep rest. How they bring us back to who we are, ourselves and our wholeness. Nothing incomplete, everything perfect. Bowing to the essence, and all of us is the same.